Okay, you can see on the SCC, of course, it was in this uptrending channel in here like this. And I was saying to Anna, stay in the channel, don't, let it run. Sell a bit of stock here at 5. And it did trade up as high as, 5 and 5. And this is kind of interesting, actually. So the stock, we're in this channel. I say to Anna, stay in the channel. And you get up to 5, and I did say to her, sell a little bit around 5. That would be a good idea, because that's going to be natural resistance. So you've got these 3 green candles, and then you get this candle here, which is really a spinning top. It's a struggle between the buyers and the sellers. And then you get another one, and it's a red top this time. But so to me, that's an indicator. It's candles of indecision. Call them spinning tops. You can look for probably a change in direction, especially at right around natural resistance. Sure enough, the stock spikes down, drops down, but holds the trend line that we're on. And then the next 2 candles, it does break the trend line. Now, it does come back up and test them. Now, this isn't really a big spike down, but it is, it is breaking the trend line. And our rule is if it breaks the trend line, get out of it. You can always buy back, costs $4.99, or maybe, a penny a share. So, if you're in this thing from $4.20 and it goes to $5, you bail out here when it breaks this in here, which was $4.90. So you left 10 cents on the table, but you were allowed to because imagine if you had sold it all here, where, if you managed to hit this top at $4.90. Okay, well, that might not be a good example. So say in here, because this was our channel, up in here, and here it started to trade sideways, but it stayed in the channel, but you got freaked out and you sold because you thought it was all over, and that's $4.60. You left 40 cents on the table by not staying in the channel, and here the gain, stay in the channel. Now it breaks the channel, comes off. Okay, so that's a reasonable position to sell your position. Reasonable point to sell your position, which you do, you get off. Now it's making this. Now, this is what I wanted to talk about. This is the pattern I want to talk about now. So you have for now, this is your new channel down, like this. So you're staying in, so now you've sold it and you're waiting. You could have shorted it, but you don't want to short strong charts, so we're not going to short it. And you're in this down channel, and it does make a double bottom in here. So you've sort of got and it does go back up the other way. And in fact, it does break the channel to the upside. But this is not an indicator to buy the stock. It's just broken that trend line. But what happens, what you want to do though, where this becomes important, now I haven't back tested this, and it's just my own theory, and I don't even know if it works. But so what happens then is you have to fan it out, because now it pops up and then rolls over again. So here's your next fan. This is the second fan. I guess I could add them in. Piece of shit. That's the first fan. There's the second vanish. Like that, and it breaks it. There's the third fan. Talked about this before. In my experience, the third fan is the more powerful fan. And sure enough, in this case, well, the volume came in on this one. But this third fan, it does spike up and then gets to the resistance at the high of day, and then on volume breaks out. So that's a great breakout chart. But really, if you were thinking about trading this, you could have bought this here on this second fan, on this third fan. Now that's at 490, and you would have had to watch it at around 5 to make sure that it was going to continue on. It did trade to 5 a few times, backed off, but it held support at the 490, which is this area in here, which was your buy. So I mean, you could have held, you could have had a 480 stop on it. You would have been well protected. Breaks out above the high, boom, and off it goes. Now we're back into a new trend. So this is my fan pattern. It just seems to work. You can just test it. I use it a bit. It's not 100%. None of my patterns are 100%, but it's much better than 50%. Anyway, so that's what I'm calling a fan pattern. And then of course here it does pop up, breaks resistance, pops up. Now again it's flagging in here. Let's see if this continues on. This might be our new trend now for the So there you go, that's my fan pattern.